वहाँ एसी चालू कर दूं?
Please mute yourselves. Hello everyone, I'm Pragati Sureka from Cornash the Lifestyle Management School, and today we are going to talk about values. So tell me something, what according to you are your values? I want everybody to type in the chat box what you think your values are. Okay, gratitude. Trustworthy, being true to oneself, honesty, integrity. Yes, some more. What we believe in and what we have been conditioned to believe. Genuineness, our core beliefs, kindness. So yes, values are nothing but how we live our life. They are a guiding principle. It's like a beacon of light. You know, when we feel, what is it that's important to me? Why is it that I feel in a particular way? Values helps us identify that. Now, how would you identify your core values? Think of two people whom you really admire. Thought of the names? Yes, please type in the chat box. Okay. Yes, can I have a name? I want a specific name. Someone whom you get inspired by. Rabindranath Tagore, yes. Anuradha, I mean your mother, your father and your maternal uncle. Okay. Devjani auntie, yes, of course. Vivekanand, Tony Robbins. So as we see, we've all, some of you have just given me one name. I want you to think of another name. Now think of certain core qualities that you admired in them. Some characteristic. Yes, like Tony Robbins for you is confidence, true. And Manisha says for her, her father-in-law with patience, creativity with Tagore, yes. From your mother you've learned to be helpful. My sister for her inner strength, Sudha Murthy. So what is that one thing about Sudha Murthy that strikes out? Humility, okay. So as we can see, values are something we all stop for a moment and we think about it. Now you may say that there are only positive values that we pick up. Sometimes we also know. Now think of another person whom you absolutely do not like, or where you feel that their personality is something that you'd never want to be. Can you think of two names? And what is it that you do not like? Please type in the chat box. See, we are going to have fun in today's class. We are not going to be very serious. We are just going to try and understand ourselves better. Because normally for most of us, values is a very heavy word. Do you agree, yes or no? If you agree, give me a thumbs up. And if you don't, just put it down. Yes. So we all agree because we feel that, to practice our values, we believe in one thing, but when it comes to practicing them in the real life, it's very challenging. I want to be compassionate to another, but someone presses my buttons. I want to completely be honest, but sometimes, I just have to be slightly dishonest. Maybe a loved one asks me for an opinion. We've been talking about kindness. Mom, how's this dress looking on me? I may really think it's not looking nice, but I want to be compassionate and I want to be truthful. So which one will I choose? So these are the kind of conflicts which come in when we talk about values, where we want to do different things at one time. So yes, like we identified good values, sometimes we also have to know which are the ones which we do not like. So as you are typing in the chat box and I can see, yes, hypocrisy. Yes, and do you have a face in front of the hypocrite, Swati? And then a friend, yes, the friend who always wants to be the center of attraction. And then somebody writes, my paternal grandmother for her overinflated ego. And sarcasm. So can you identify sarcasm from whom? It's not generically. I want you to have a specific face first and then write the value. Anger. Okay. Yes, so she has that. And who is the anger? See, anger is something a lot of us face from multiple people. You know, whether we like it or not, anger just comes in. So do I specifically think of a person when I think of anger? Bossiness from somewhere. Okay. Maliciousness. Yes. So very concretely put a face in front of the values that you dislike. Now write 5 values that you have. The good and the bad. And much as we like to believe that all our values are good, sometimes some of our values are slightly challenging, or they don't help us, or we have them but we don't like ourselves because of those values. Do you have any such value like that? Okay, yes, not being steady. Anything else? Anger, being very straightforward. Okay. Punctuality, over helpfulness, jumping in to help somebody who does not need it. Lazy, being blunt, a little controlling, overreacting. Yes. Impatient, I compare, okay. People pleasing, overindulgent. So as you're writing the list of values, you know, what is it that you do? How does it help you achieve a goal, or how does it take you away from a goal? That is something that I want you to think about. All these values that you are listing out, do they help you achieve your goal? Or think of 2 concrete goals where your values have helped you achieve them, and 2 goals which you could not achieve because of these values. Yes. Now we move on to 3 different types of values. The first kind of values that we have are our character values. They are the universal values. You know, wherever you go, they are always celebrated. Like, what do we say? Love, humility. They are universal values. We believe that anyone who practices them makes a good human being. Second are our work values. The values which help you get whatever you want, and the ones which give you job satisfaction. And the last one, your personal values, where you feel the values that you have picked up from your family. What are the values that you heard were spoken about at home? They make our personal values or our family values. And sometimes what we find that there is a conflict. What we grew up hearing And what we have to practice right now to do our work is always in contradiction. We want to follow it, but it just does not work. Some of us have grown up feeling that be laid back. It's not okay to just run into things and not, be hurried about something. You may come in a household where it's believed that you have to do your work very efficiently. Your work may actually tell you that, it's not quality but quantity which is important. So these are the kind of conflicts which come in our work, in our character, and what we grew up believing from our families. So think of your life. You will always see there is a crisis when any of these values are in conflict. These three we need to integrate in our lives. Our character values, next is work values, and the third one is family values. Do you have one family value that you feel is not working for you right now? Something that you learned as a young child, which when you practice now does not work for you. Anyone who wants to speak can. Today we'll make it slightly interactive. Please just raise your hand and I will let you speak. Yes, Anuradha.
Hi.
Unmute yourself and speak. Yes.
My values that they are too straightforward for me that this is not and people feeling that this is not required in today's world.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Being real doesn't help in a few places. Anyone who wishes to speak up? Yes, Saroj. Prabha, I'll come to you next. Yes, Saroj.
Well, while I was growing up, there was a lot of clashes between my family members, like lots of fights and lots of sarcasm. So I don't want to inculcate those, and so I'm leading a very peaceful life without these two in my life.
Okay. Yes, Prabha.
Like while growing up, I've always heard my mother say कि बच्चों के लिए you have to do everything. Like आप अपना sacrifice करो, बच्चे का you should build up things for them. That I don't want to like indulge into because I like if I don't means अगर हम अपने आप पे अभी नहीं कुछ भी करते हैं, then when we are going to do that value I don't like.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Rajshri, you wish to speak?
Yeah, so when we grew up, we had a very disciplined life, getting up on time, going to bed on time. We had our study time and all that all chalked out, and we had to help with the daily chores. But I'm finding that is not happening here because if I'm trying to impose discipline with my children, or at least in the basic things like getting up on time, going to bed on time, doesn't seem to be working here.
Fair enough. Yes, this is exactly what we are talking about. We grow up believing one thing and sometimes they just do not work in our current situation. Yes, Kavita.
So actually, while growing up and even after marriage, we were like told that marriage is for heaven, forever, and marriages are made in heaven. And the family used to say कि जहाँ से तुम्हारी टोली उठी है वहीं से तुम्हारी अर्थी निकलेंगी, these kind of things. So I believe कि it doesn't hold true in this particular in nowadays. ये हो ही नहीं सकता अब तक. So
Okay. Yes,
I don't believe it anymore.
Babita, you've raised your hand.
Yes. Yeah, I've unmuted myself now.
Yes.
So,
yes.
what my parents taught me that, when you get married, then your in-laws are everything and you have to do everything for them. But I was not taught what I have to do for myself.
Yes.
So now I've grown out of that you have to do everything for the others. And now I'm trying to do good for myself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I can share.
Yes, Meghna. I'll come to you, Sonali, next. Yes.
Yeah, while growing up, we were always taught that girls are, supposed to help in kitchen and with the cooking and all that. But now it doesn't seem to work. My daughters say, why don't you tell Bhai also to do, why only we have to help? So I have to encourage them also to help me. So like all those values are no more like, applicable as such.
Fair enough. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Sonali. Yes, Renu, I'll come to you next. Yes.
Yes, while growing up, I was taught that I should always people please. Like if I don't feel like also, I have to do certain things for elders or members of the family. But now I have stopped doing it. Because if I feel like, I do it. If I don't feel like, I don't do it. I have stopped people pleasing. It makes me happy. It gives me immense pleasure. Before I used to do it against my will. So now I'm free, from that. And thanks to Cornash.
Thank you for sharing. Yes, Renu.
For me, my younger days, it was all fun and laughter and family and all together and everything happening together. But when I came here, it was very different atmosphere, like everybody to themselves, everybody being on their own. And there was not like a culture of all sitting together and all that. So I used to miss that a lot, which I try to inculcate in my children and all. But still, the family thinks it works like the family thing. But still, we still try to sit around and all that. Not as much as in my family we used to have, but still I have done a little bit about that. But there was a lot of difference of family culture. So that I really used to miss it, that family thing is they're not there. Like children are not sitting together, everybody's to themselves, everybody's doing what they want to do. It was not like that. So I feel that was a very big, we were taught to be together. And here we had to learn to be on our own ourselves. So it was a very big difference for me.
Anyone else? Okay. So we will move on.
I can add one.
Sure. You are muted, yes. So basically, as we have seen with values...
Sorry.
Yes, Meghna, please go ahead.
No, we were always taught that girls are supposed to speak softly and you should not raise your voice and you should adjust and, those kind of things. And we grew up with that, but after marriage we realized it's not all, you can't be, you take it for granted. And in our time, mothers used to, suppress their feelings and all. But of course, after realized that everybody has they can speak up for their feelings, they're allowed to put their emotions and all. So that was one.
Thank you for sharing. Now I have an interesting question for everybody. And I would like different people to answer. Otherwise, I'll start calling out on you. So the ones who have not answered, it's your turn now. If your house was on fire, just imagine. I'm not saying it's going to happen to anybody. Think of 3 objects that you would take out. Any 3 things that you would want to take out, at that point. What are the 3 things? And who wants to talk about it and why? See, when we are doing this exercise, the whole idea is that with these values, we, go about a way where we see practically what is it that we do. And we'll never know till we work it out for ourselves. Yes, Meenakshi, you can go ahead.
3 things I would like to take out: my credit card and all the cards, credit, debit and all that. And I'll take out the one of the pictures, beloved pictures I have. And third thing, I'll take out my gods. Like if I have for Shivji or something, I'll take out that.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Yes, who wants to share next? Yes, Prerna. Okay. After Swapna, Prerna will come to you. Yes, please.
Yeah. So I think I'll take money, etc., money, passports, and whatever other documents. all my gadgets like my phone, iPad, Kindle. You're not talking about people, right? You're talking about things.
Yes, I'm talking about things.
I think that about covers it.
Okay.
Hopefully shoes. Yeah, I need to wear shoes when I go out.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it.
Yes, Prerna. Yes, Prerna, I'll come to you after that.
Okay, I'll take my money bag which has credit card and debit card, everything. I'll take my file with all the important documents, including my degree and all. And third thing, I'll take my phone.
Okay. Yes, Renu Lakhotia.
I would take my phone since it has all my memories and all my credit card detail, everything it has, Then I would take my money and I would take my passport.
Okay, thank you. Ruchira?
Yeah, so I would take my spiritual study lessons. They're in paper, then booklets. So I would take those and my wedding ring.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Roshni?
Hi Pragati.
Hi.
I'll take my phone, my purse, which would have all my cards and passports and money and everything. And I'll take a set of clothes.
Fair enough. Thank you. Anyone else whom I have missed out?
Yes,
Yes, show me. Yes, please.
my admit cards, voter card, all these type of documents, ornaments which my mother gave me, and my old album where my childhood and my mother is there.
Yes. Okay. Anyone else? Otherwise, we'll move on. So,
May I?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I will take all the certificates, with my certificate and my kid's certificate, because that is very important for me. Because even I had thought 2-3 days back only I was thinking this, and I have told my kids also, okay, if there's something happening, so I will save all the certificates which we have. So I'll take that, and I'll take my phone and all the important documents, money, cash and all.
See, so the reason why we are discussing it in so much of yes, Shantan, you can speak.
That's okay. I was just about to say that I don't think I can do with just 3 things. It's very difficult to limit like that.
This is precisely why we are doing this exercise, The reason why we are in so much of conflict most of the time is we are very unsure of the 3 things that are important to us. For example, if money is important to me, what am I doing to feel secure? That is something which I need to have a lot of clarity. What is it that I do? The money which comes in my hand, is it enough for me or it doesn't feel enough? See, people always think it's the quantity of money which is important. But as lockdown is also showing most of us, we need very little to survive. So when we talk about our survival needs, when it comes to basic requirements, even when it comes to food, we can all cut down to a level where it's possible. You may have, other day I remember last month, we were in a group session only, and somebody said, I had pulled out a lot of money when I heard of the lockdown, from my bank. I don't know what will happen. But when I started running my household, I realized I didn't even need as much. So we are very wasteful as human beings. Many a times we are not even aware where we are wasting money. So if money is so important to me, I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. What is my relationship with money is what I need to analyze. What do I do to feel secure with money? Is it that the quantity of money which makes me feel secure? Or is it my relationship with money? Often I would see, I once would go for a walk in the lakes. Many of you go there. And I saw an old beggar with 1 apple. What the beggar did, and normally you would not see beggars having so many fruits. The beggar kept having a slice of apple and kept feeding it to the birds around. So it's not about what you have in hand, it's what you feel you can share. So when we talk about money, and when it comes to our value system, we really need to think about how easy do I feel money with the money in my life. Some of us may have a lot of money, but we may feel that money is the root cause of all evil. If there is money, you have to take in bad behavior from another person because this person is earning. And there are many, many people who subscribe to that view. Do you feel that if someone else is earning money, the person can misbehave with you? Give me a thumbs up if you believe that. I only see Sonali responding. I don't see too many responses. Yes, I can see Meenakshi's. Yes. Yes, see, I can see Tripti, Nishu. Yes. See, it's such an uncomfortable topic that most of us would rather not even react, especially when we are coming on live. So that security, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. I must understand, it's my working values. You know, when we talk about work values, for most of us, it's our working values. That we feel one thing, but we may not want to acknowledge it very publicly. It's all right, but my own relationship with money needs to be very clear in my own head. Shobha, would you like to speak something?
Yes, I would. So
Yes.
in fact, if somebody else is earning and abuses me, that's one thing that I've started standing up for, and I think I'm feeling stronger when I stand up for not being abused and not taking it lightly about it. I feel nobody has the right to abuse you like that. It's just because he's providing with the comforts of life.
Absolutely. So this strength comes in when my relationship with money becomes clearer. Most of the time we are slightly unclear about our relationship with money. Because, you know, when we are strong in the head, that is something which is really, really important. It's not about, it's the next level. Do I believe that whatever needs I have, I will be able to cater to them? Maybe I may need to minimize, maybe I need to maximize. All of us here, we usually get similar education. Yes, Pratiti, I'll come to you in a minute. I'll just come to you. So what is my relationship with money? While Pratiti is talking, I want all of you to jot down a brief paragraph and introspect, you know. Don't judge it, don't analyze it, but just write down about your relationship with money. Yes, Pratiti.
Just as I have written it in the chat box, ma'am, I'm still a student. I'm doing my master's. So, ma'am, I have experienced this bossism with money in my own life, and unfortunately, it is my father who does it with me. And one day I said that in a WhatsApp post, I showed him that there was this writing which said that people who feel that they are doing a favor by giving the basics to their kids are become very unfortunate parents for their kids. So the day I stood up, I was told that I'm ungrateful and I don't understand the sentiments of money, and I don't understand the value of money because I don't earn it. So, ma'am, that has taught me a lot in life, and I make sure that I stand up against whatever I come across.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. So, if that is your value system, how are you going to make yourself financially comfortable, and how are you going to have a relationship with money is what you need to analyze. You have been at the receiving end of a behavior. Would you practice the same behavior? That is the question you would need to ask yourself when we were introspecting it as a value. Because a lot of times, you know, our working value and our universal value, they go in conflict. So with especially material things, we really, really need to introspect very deeply. Anyone else who wishes to share?
Can I talk?
Yes, please.
What I feel is money is required not only for the basic needs for us, but today maybe it is just the basic need. Today I'm hale and healthy, but in my olden days, if I fall sick and I have to depend on somebody, that time we need more money so that somebody will come forward only if I have money. That's what I'm seeing in many of my families, which is happening.
So fair enough. See, this is precisely why we are talking about a value. Like today, if I realize that no one would look after me, then how is it that I will keep myself secure? I get into a problem-solving mode. You know, it's not about whatever is good or bad. We are not having this discussion to moralize or anything. One is, how secure do I feel? Do I feel secure just because of money? Because of money, do I take in bad behavior? Or do I realize that money is an important aspect of life, and how do I cater to my financial health? How is it that I expect it to help me do my old age planning? Or how is it that I expect it to pan out in my relationships? These are some of the things that I need to be very clear about. Because otherwise what happens, we always get into that mode, we always feel that somebody is misbehaving with me or behaving like a Shylock with me, where the person probably may have may have gone through his or her own challenges, which makes them behave in a particular way. So till I am not clear in my own head about what money stands for me and how do I feel secure, it will always be a bone of contention. So first thing that everybody spoke about was money. The next topic that most of you spoke about was your passport. So travel is something which has become very, very integral. So while a passport works, the last 5 months in lockdown has shown all of us you can fly and you can travel in another way. Can you tell me how? Anyone?
Yes, we can travel.
Okay.
Virtual way we can travel.
Online,
one way,
on Zoom and all, we can reach anywhere.
Yes, Prerna. So many of you want to say, and I do, you can virtually walk, you can mentally, you can YouTube. These are all outside. These all ways work. But there is one very important way that we can actually travel. That is within the flight of our own imagination. Our mind is something for which we don't need to stop. We can actually go wherever we want. So this kind of guided visualization is something that when we talk about values, do I travel? Do I travel in the wings of my imagination? That is something I need to ask. If I have set a passport, that means traveling is important to me. Sometimes due to constraints of the times, due to my pocket or due to health challenges, I may not be able to travel as much as I want. Yes or no? But yet, if I have written it, means somewhere travel is important to me. So then I need to engage in something which makes me feel like I travel on a regular basis. So these are some of the ways in which we introspect and get in touch with our values. Now we will be ending the live session. Do tune in at 8 p.m. today to watch our last session on body shaming. See you next time. Bye-bye. Take care.